Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at Martin picks post-1950 in the printed era. And these Martins here, we could see two different logos, several different tortoise styles. And they were made, I believe, at least from the late 1950s, early 60s. And actually seen advertised up until 1980. Now, I don't have much catalog information on them, but I could tell by that print and celluloid style that they do go back much further than 1980. Last time we saw from Martin was in the 30s and 40s, and it's unlikely they would let 40 years pass, 30 or 40 years pass before they produced additional picks. So let's go to the top logos. We could see we just have the Martin name in basic print. That font style is actually so basic and crude that I'm hard-pressed to believe that it was done in the 1970s or 80s. Actually, I don't believe that at all. And we see it here in two thins, two mediums, two thins, a medium, and two heavies. This celluloid style here, nice, splashy, deep, multiple colors. That's reminiscent from the 1950s right there. And moving down to the second line, we see it now has gauge markings. It's marked MGP-1L, then -1M, 1H for light, medium, and heavy. The tortoise style is different, and I've seen this verified on other picks, this tortoise style from the 1960s. Over here to the right is just a variation of tortoise style using the same font style as this. Down the bottom, we have the Broken Heart. Broken Heart was patented by John Pierce. And we see it in the silver print that was highly popular in the 70s and 80s. It's a model that's very difficult to find, even though it's the most modern of the group we're featuring today. Very nice shape, nice crisp printing, some smoky colors in the celluloid. And some of that celluloid suggests 1970, as I've seen 70s Fender's picks printed on the same thing. And these could go back that far, but I definitely know you could still find them occasionally in the 1980s. Let's move on to the next group of Martins. And stay with me just for a second. We're going to have to resize this. This is an interesting group. The catalog information on it, I do trust because I have it from multiple sources. These picks go back to about 1970. Now, some of them that I have featured here seem to be the same, but they're not quite. If we take a look at this row here, we start with two L's for a thin pick, light, a medium, and heavy. So they're color coordinated, clear and red in thin, white and medium, and the blues in heavy. But there are variations in color. As you can see, this is a darker red, a brackish white here, and a different shade blue than the ones above them. Martin logo very prominent. It says patent pending on the back. No evidence that they actually got the patent approved, though. So these are still findable today. If you wanted to add them to your collection with some effort, you'll come across them. Now, moving over to this group to the right, you can see that there is a shape difference from this group, but their color coordination is the same. These come out in about 1970, apparently for a brief period, because they're so difficult to come by, perhaps in far fewer numbers, and they do not have the patent pending on them like the ones we see over here, leading me to believe that these were, in fact, early experimental models. We'll go down to these two here and then come up to those. These two here, just like those up there, do not have the patent pending. If we take the two reds, take a look at them, we can see patent pending on that one on the left and no patent pending the one on the right. So these, I believe, were produced probably around the same time as these before they decided to patent them and are missing the patent. These here, these ambers, they as well have the patent pending feature. They're difficult to come by, especially in this green color here. And the two I have down below are just variations in color on this greenish style that's pretty difficult to come by, actually. See if we get it backlit here. You can see the distinct difference between those two right there. Let's go back and look at this group right here. All these other picks here are made of a material described at the time as polycarbonate, and it's a hard plastic in this case, as it was made. But this pick here is not. This is a nylon pick, and it has the patent pending. It came in thin, medium, and heavy. It is, out of all the picks we've seen so far, the most difficult to come by, and even more difficult to come by than those from the 1960s and earlier period. So, great group of Martins here. None of them are celluloid, all polycarbonate or nylon. And this is something a lot of Martin collectors like to get a hold of, especially if they have a guitar from that period of time, the 1970s, in which these were sold, and I believe into the early 80s as well. Thanks for joining me on the Martin video, and we'll see us again real soon. Joe at Playmore Picks. Reach me at findpick7@yahoo.com.